Character clash.
Block Clash Showdown. Steve versus Emmet.
In the left corner, with his diamond pickaxe for a scepter and the ability to build mansions while dodging creepers, we have Steve, Minecraft, the only square being who could colonize the moon with only wood and infinite patience. In the right, with his crooked construction helmet and a coffee mug that is probably still singing "Everything is Awesome," appears Emmet Brickowski, the Lego Movie, the accidental hero with the imagination of a hyperactive child after 3 liters of soda, who would emerge victorious in a duel between the god of cubic creativity and the prophet of modular positivity. Let's unfold the analysis as if we were architects of chaos in a toy store on a Saturday afternoon.
Ready?
Round 1.
Physical skills.
Steve is basically a pixelated Hercules. He can carry tons of solid gold blocks, jump from absurd heights, and survive with only a steak in his inventory. Stamina? Infinite, as long as he has a couple of hearts and a bed nearby. His movement is kind of clunky, though, like he's stuck in a 90s animation loop.
Trivia.
He once survived a creeper explosion with only half a heart, and then died because he forgot he was hungry. Interestingly, Minecraft creator Marcus Notchperson designed Steve as a gender-neutral character, though he later joked with a fan that he gave him the name Steve. Emmet is the epitome of the average guy with average physical abilities, until he remembers he's the special one. He can build amazing things in seconds, but he's physically more fragile than a minifigure without a base. However, his optimism gives him an unexpected boost in extreme situations.
Trivia.
It survived being launched into space because, well, it's plastic. During the production of the Lego Movie, directors Phil Lord and Chris Miller had their offices filled with Lego bricks for inspiration. They even built chairs and shoes out of them.
Round 2.
Combat skills.
Steve fights like a Viking with improvised tools, diamond swords, enchanted bows, and buckets of lava as lethal weapons. But his stealth is non-existent. Who can be silent in full armor?
Trivia.
In Super Smash Bros., Steve has been banned from tournaments for being too OP. Who needs stealth when you can build a tower in seconds? Emmet isn't exactly a fighter, he'd rather talk than punch. But when the situation demands it, his creativity makes him an unpredictable combatant. Who else would use a giant coffee mug as a weapon? His stealth is about as effective as a bright yellow brick in the middle of the night.
Trivia.
He defeated Lord Business with a mix of motivational speeches and pure luck.
Round 3.
Survival skills.
Steve is the undisputed king of survival. Laugh at Bear Grylls. He can survive in any biome, from scorching deserts to frozen tundras. He knows how to hunt, fish, farm, and build makeshift shelters before night falls. Plus, his ability to regenerate health by eating golden apples is simply enviable. He once spent an entire week in the Nether and came back as if nothing had happened. His only weakness is his inability to resist the temptation to dig straight down, despite the first rule of Minecraft.
Trivia.
He once dug straight down, rule number 1 you should never break, and survived falling into lava, because he was carrying a bucket of water. Accustomed to life in Bricksburg, Emmet has proven to be quick to adapt to harsh environments, such as apocalypse. Though he prefers to follow instructions, his ability to think outside the box has saved him more than once. However, without a manual on hand, he could find himself in a bind if things get really dicey. During production on the film, the directors wanted the Lego pieces to look like they'd been played with, so they worked with the special effects team to add fingerprints, scuffs, and scratches.
Trivia.
He survived the destruction of the Lego universe thanks to his unwavering faith in friendship.
Round 4.
Unprepared.
Steve is always prepared, even when he isn't. His inventory looks like something out of Mary Poppins' bag, capable of holding absurd amounts of materials and tools. In a sudden encounter, Steve could quickly build a fortress, equip himself with armor and weapons, and be ready for battle in a matter of seconds. His experience in fighting all kinds of monsters, from archer skeletons to interdimensional dragons, gives him a significant advantage. His only downside is that he might get distracted by resource gathering in the middle of the fight. Oh look! A diamond! No, Steve, focus on the battle, please.
Trivia.
Even with only his fists, he can break a tree in seconds and craft a basic weapon like a wooden sword. His resilience is legendary. In-game, he can withstand falls from deadly heights and keep running. Without gear, he relies on his speedrunner instincts to improvise and strike first, as if he were in a PvP without rules. Unprepared, Emmet might feel lost at first, but his innate creativity and ability to improvise might surprise you. If he has enough Lego pieces, he might be able to build something useful, or just a replica of his apartment. His unwavering optimism might baffle Steve, though he's more likely to try to resolve the conflict by offering Steve a coffee and suggesting they follow the instructions for how to be friends in 5 easy steps. Or, maybe he'll just get Steve to use him as another building block. Who knows?
Trivia.
Emmet is a lovable mess. If caught off guard, he'll probably try to talk his way out of trouble before getting into a fight. But his underdog luck saves him. In the movie, he always finds a loose brick or a friend to bail him out of a jam. With no time to build, his best weapon is his charisma and a cry of "Wait, everything is awesome," as he runs around in circles.
Round 5.
With preparation.
Given time to prepare, Steve would become a cubic war machine. He'd probably build an impenetrable fortress with redstone traps, archer towers, and lava pits, and probably ride a tamed end dragon. He'd have a full arsenal, enchanted diamond sword, bow with infinite arrows, netherite armor. He could even summon the Wither as a pet. His only problem would be deciding which skin to wear for the occasion. The only downside is that he'd probably spend half his time obsessively rearranging his inventory and debating, the tuxedo suit or the chicken suit? Decisions.
Trivia.
He can mine for diamonds, enchant his gear with unbreaking and sharpness, and set up TNT or redstone traps that look like they're straight out of a Dark Souls castle. His preparation turns him into a walking fortress, ready for a siege or a one-on-one duel. It's like he has a cheat code for any situation. With preparation, Emmet would be a real threat. As the master builder, he could create giant robots, futuristic vehicles, and absurdly powerful weapons, as well as assemble an elite team. However, he'd probably waste time making sure everything looked awesome and preparing a motivational speech, with "everything is awesome" playing in the background. His army of action figures and war machines would be unstoppable, until someone says, "Time to put away the toys."
Trivia.
He can build crazy machines like the double-decker couch or an escape ship, all with instructions he makes up himself. In the film, his preparation led him to unite the master builders against Lord Business. With a plan, his creations are so unpredictable that they could confuse anyone, even an enemy with a pickaxe.
Round 6.
General data.
Steve. Physical skills, 7. Combat skills, 8. Survival skills, 9. Unprepared, 8. With preparation, 9. Total, 41. Emmet. Physical skills, 6. Combat skills, 7. Survival skills, 7. Unprepared, 6. With preparation, 8. Total, 34.
Final round.
Decisive showdown.
Deep in the fiery depths of the Nether, Steve, Minecraft's master of blocks and eternal survivor, was picking away with his trusty pickaxe through rivers of lava and whispers of ghasts. His netherite armor shone like the shield of a Jedi Knight facing a Sith. Suddenly, a bang rang out. A bomb hidden in a cave uncovered a strange portal, not to the overworld or the end, but to a new place. With the curiosity of a gamer facing a surprise DLC, Steve crossed the threshold and landed in a world of interlocking pieces, where the trees were studs and the ground seemed to scream, "Build something, already." His lore defines him as a tireless creator, someone who turns empty caves into fortresses worthy of a Twitch speedrun. Meanwhile, in the vibrant universe of the Lego Movie, Emmet Brickowski, your average guy with a heart bigger than a Millennium Falcon set, was working on a secret construction site beneath the streets of Bricksburg. With his orange hard hat and obsession with instructions, he stacked bricks like he was the Tony Stark of plastic bricks. His lore paints him as the special, the chosen one who unites worlds with sheer will and a strong cup of coffee. Suddenly, a rumble shook his subterranean masterpiece, as if Godzilla had stepped on a barefoot Lego set. Alarmed, Emmet ran to investigate, fearing that Lord Business or an invading Duplo was behind the chaos. The two came face to face in a clearing in this strange hybrid world, cubic blocks clashing against rounded bricks. Steve, sword in hand, saw Emmet as a hostile mob, perhaps a new kind of helmeted creeper. Emmet, for his part, thought Steve was an agent of chaos sent to dismantle his perfect order. The fight erupted like a Super Smash Bros. Crossover. Steve threw square punches, each one resonating like pure 8-bit, while Emmet dodged and countered with a shower of bricks that looked like something out of a Tetris combo. The fight was geeky chaos, as if Stan Lee and Notch had bet on their champions in a game of Dungeons and Dragons. The duel was balanced for one glorious moment. Steve called upon his redstone expertise, throwing makeshift traps that exploded like TNT in a failed speedrun. Emmet responded with his builder's ingenuity, raising a wall in seconds that seemed to scream everything is awesome. Both looked like something out of an epic fanfic, the indestructible miner versus the optimistic architect. But then, Steve pulled off an unexpected turn. With a move worthy of a pro gamer, he used an ender pearl to teleport behind Emmet and dealt him a critical hit with his diamond sword. Emmet fell, his pieces scattering as if a child had kicked his favorite set. The dust settled, and Steve, victorious, picked up the remains of bricks as if they were rare drops. The Lego world shook, but did not collapse. After all, they were both creators, not destroyers. As Emmet lay defeated, probably dreaming of his next instruction, Steve raised his sword to the sky, 1 pixel against infinity. And as always happens in these legendary showdowns, someone in the background shouted, "Well, at least it wasn't a creeper that blew everything up this time."
Do you agree with the result? And if not, tell me why. I hope I at least entertained you. If you like this video, please subscribe, like and share. I'll tell you a secret, give it a like and subscribe, it's free.